You check your phone and see the photos. Everyone's there. The restaurant you mentioned last week. The same people you texted yesterday. No one told you. No one thought to ask. And now you're alone in your apartment, scrolling through evidence that you were deliberately left out, feeling your chest tighten with a specific kind of shame that only exclusion delivers. You tell yourself it doesn't matter. You tell yourself you're fine, but your hands are still holding the phone, and your eyes are still moving from face to face in that group photo, calculating who knew, who decided, who didn't care enough to include you. The night stretches ahead of you now, empty and accusatory, and you can feel the old familiar poison rising, the suspicion that you're tolerated, not wanted, that you're backup, filler, conditional. This is the wound that never closes, the one that reopens every time you're excluded, overlooked, forgotten. It doesn't matter how old you are or how much you've achieved. The moment you realize you've been left out, you become that child again watching through the window while everyone else plays inside. And the worst part isn't the exclusion itself. It's how completely it destabilizes you. How quickly it turns you into someone you don't respect. Someone reactive, someone needy. Someone scanning every past interaction for proof of their own inadequacy. Before this gets deeper, subscribe. This channel is built for people who are tired of lying to themselves. If you're still here, you're one of them. And there's more waiting, more stories, more dissents, more silence that speaks louder than noise. Don't miss it. You thought you were past this. You thought you'd built enough confidence, enough self-sufficiency, enough internal validation that external rejection wouldn't touch you anymore. But here you are, refreshing social media, crafting and deleting text messages, running through imaginary confrontations in your mind, trying to figure out what you did wrong, what you could have done differently, whether you should say something or pretend you didn't notice. And underneath all of it, the real question: why does this still have the power to destroy your peace? Why does one group chat you weren't added to, one plan you weren't invited to, one night you weren't included in, have the ability to poison your entire week, your entire sense of self, your entire internal stability? Why are you still giving other people this much control over how you feel? There's a particular form of suffering that only social exclusion creates. It's not physical pain. It's not even rational fear. It's something more primitive and more poisonous, a kind of emotional vertigo that makes you question your worth, your relationships, your entire social standing based on a single omission. One missing invitation becomes evidence of a larger conspiracy. One group photo without you becomes proof that you've been tolerated all along, never truly wanted, always one step away from being discarded. Epictetus understood this instability. He saw how human beings give away their peace the moment they start measuring their worth by external validation. He watched people torment themselves over things completely outside their control. Other people's opinions, other people's choices, other people's attention. And he recognized that this focus on the uncontrollable doesn't just make you unhappy. It makes you unstable, agitated, fearful, reactive. It turns you into someone who can't stand still in their own life because they're constantly looking over their shoulder, constantly scanning for threats, constantly trying to control what was never theirs to control in the first place. You know this intellectually. You've read about Stoicism. You understand the dichotomy of control. You know that other people's choices are not your responsibility, that external events don't determine your internal state, that you can only control your own actions and responses. You know all of this, and yet when you see that group photo, when you realize you weren't invited, when you understand that the plan was made without you, all that intellectual knowledge evaporates. You become exactly what Epictetus warned against. Someone whose attention has drifted away from their own reasoned choices and toward things not in their power. Someone trying to avoid rejection by others. Someone whose stability depends entirely on whether or not they're included. The Stoics called this a fundamental error, not a moral failing, but a mechanical one, like trying to steer a car by yelling at the road. Your attention is aimed at the wrong target. You're investing your emotional energy in outcomes you cannot influence. And that misdirection doesn't just make you sad. It makes you agitated. It creates a state of constant internal turbulence because you're trying to control the uncontrollable, manage the unmanageable, predict the unpredictable. You're building your emotional stability on sand, and every wave of external circumstance knocks you over. But what you don't see, what most people never see, is that this pattern is a choice. It's not happening to you. You're doing it. Every time you refresh social media, looking for evidence of exclusion, every time you replay conversations, searching for hidden rejection, every time you craft responses designed to prove your worth to people who didn't invite you, you're actively choosing where to place your attention. You're choosing to focus on what others think, what others do, what others decide. You're choosing to make your internal state dependent on external validation. And that choice, repeated over and over, creates exactly the instability Epictetus described. Not because the world is cruel, but because you've handed the world your remote control. Caleb sits in his apartment on a Friday night. The light is wrong, too bright, too flat, the kind of artificial illumination that makes everything look cheaper than it is. His phone is on the coffee table, screen up, showing the notification that started this. A group chat he's not part of, visible through a screenshot someone posted to their story, casually, thoughtlessly, not realizing he'd see it, or maybe realizing and not caring. He's not sure which possibility is worse. The apartment is quiet except for the hum of the refrigerator and the distant sound of someone else's TV bleeding through the walls. Outside, the city is moving. People are meeting. Plans are happening. Life is continuing without him, which is normal, which is fine, which shouldn't feel like evidence of anything. But it does. It feels like proof. Proof that he's expendable. Proof that the friendships he thought were solid are actually conditional. Proof that he's been operating under a false assumption about where he stands. He picks up the phone, puts it down, picks it up again, opens Instagram, closes it, opens the message thread with one of the people in that group chat, types, "Hey, what are you up to tonight?" Deletes it. Types, "Saw you guys are hanging out. Have fun." Deletes it. Types nothing. Puts the phone face down. Stands up. Sits back down. The agitation is physical now. It's in his chest, his throat, his hands. It's a restlessness that has nowhere to go because there's no external action that will fix this. He can't unsee the screenshot. He can't rewind time and be invited. He can't make them want him there. What he can do, what he is doing, is run through every recent interaction looking for clues. Did he say something wrong last time they met? Was he too quiet? Too loud? Too available? Not available enough? Did someone make a joke at his expense that he didn't catch? Did he fail some unspoken test? He replays conversations like they're security footage, searching for the moment everything shifted, the exact second he became someone they'd rather not include. This is the trap. This is what Epictetus meant. Caleb's attention has left his own actions entirely. He's not thinking about his own choices, his own values, his own reasoned responses to the situation. He's thinking about their choices, their reasoning, their secret deliberations about whether or not he deserves an invitation. He's trying to reverse engineer their thoughts, predict their judgments, control their perception of him. And every second he spends in that mental space, he becomes less stable, more reactive, more afraid, not because anything has actually happened to him, but because he's placed his emotional equilibrium entirely in other people's hands. The room feels smaller now. The light feels harsher. The silence feels louder. He checks his phone again. No new messages. No sudden invitation. No retroactive inclusion. Just the same screenshot. Still there, still visible, still proving that he wasn't important enough to include. And underneath the hurt, underneath the confusion, underneath the elaborate mental gymnastics trying to explain this away, there's a simpler truth he's not ready to face. He's given these people, these friends, these acquaintances, these people whose validation he shouldn't need complete control over his Friday night, over his mood, over his sense of self, over his internal weather. He's handed them the keys to his stability, and they didn't even know they were holding them. Caleb notices his jaw is clenched. He's been clenching it for the past 10 minutes without realizing it. His shoulders are tight. His breathing is shallow. His whole body has gone into a defensive posture against a threat that isn't physical, isn't even present, isn't even real in any tangible sense. He's reacting to the idea of rejection, to the meaning he's assigned to one missing invitation, and his body can't tell the difference between actual danger and imagined social exile. It responds the same way: tension, vigilance, preparation for attack. He stands up and walks to the kitchen, pours water he doesn't drink, stares at the sink. The fluorescent light flickers slightly, creating a rhythm of brightness and near darkness that feels appropriate somehow. Everything in this moment feels like it's flickering. His confidence, his friendships, his understanding of where he stands in other people's lives. One piece of evidence, one screenshot, one omission, and the whole structure feels unstable. But there's something else happening beneath the hurt. A quieter voice, harder to hear, but more accurate. It's asking a different question. Not why wasn't I invited, but why does this matter so much? Not what did I do wrong, but why am I giving this event, this one Friday night, this one group of people, this one exclusion, the power to determine my entire emotional state? The question isn't comfortable. It doesn't let him be the victim. It doesn't let him blame them. It points the attention back at him, at his choices, at where he's decided to place his focus. Because the truth is, he can't control whether they invite him. He can't control their group dynamics, their private conversations, their decision-making processes. He can't control whether they value him, whether they think of him. whether they consider him essential or optional. All of that exists completely outside his sphere of influence. It's not his domain. It's not his responsibility. It's not his power. And yet he's been spending the last hour trying to control it anyway, trying to figure out what he could have done differently to change an outcome that was never his to determine, trying to manage variables that don't respond to his management, trying to steer a ship he's not on. Epictetus would see this clearly, would see exactly what Caleb is doing wrong. Not morally wrong, mechanically wrong. Caleb has turned his attention away from his own reasoned choices, how he responds, how he interprets this, how he decides what to do next, and toward things not in his power, their choices, their reasons, their judgment. And that misdirection of attention doesn't just make him sad, it makes him unstable, because he's trying to build his peace on a foundation he doesn't control. He's trying to anchor his worth to other people's opinions. He's trying to make his internal state dependent on external validation. And every time he does this, every time anyone does this, the result is the same: agitation, fear, instability. The water in the glass reflects the flickering light above. Caleb watches it. The movement is small but constant, unstable. Like him, like this whole night, like the feeling that won't leave his chest, no matter how many times he tells himself it doesn't matter. Because it does matter. It matters because he's decided it matters. He's given it power because he's placed his attention on it. He's made it significant because he's investing his emotional energy in controlling something he cannot control. And until he redirects that attention, until he turns it back toward his own actions, his own choices, his own responses, this instability will continue. Not because the exclusion is devastating, but because he's chosen to make it so. Caleb sits back down on the couch. The phone is still there, face down now, but it might as well be face up. He knows what's on it. He knows what he'll find if he checks again. More evidence of life happening without him. More proof that his absence was either unnoticed or, worse, preferred. The apartment feels different. Now, not smaller, exactly, but more honest. Like it stopped pretending to be anything other than what it is. A space where a person sits alone on a Friday night, manufacturing suffering out of something that shouldn't have the power to hurt. He thinks about the last time this happened. Different circumstances, same feeling. A work lunch he wasn't invited to. A birthday party he heard about secondhand. A group text he realized he wasn't part of. Each time, the same spiral. The same obsessive mental replay. The same desperate attempt to figure out what he did wrong, what he could have done differently, how he could have made himself more essential, more wanted, more impossible to exclude. Each time he told himself it didn't matter. Each time it consumed him anyway. The pattern is clear now, looking back. Every exclusion, real or imagined, significant or trivial, becomes a referendum on his worth. Every missing invitation becomes evidence of a deeper truth he's been afraid to face, that he's tolerated, not treasured, that his presence is optional, that if he disappeared tomorrow, the gap would close quickly, smoothly, without much disruption. And that fear, that core terror of being replaceable, drives everything else. The obsessive checking, the mental replays, the crafted responses designed to prove his value. All of it is an attempt to to control what other people think, to manage their perception, to make himself indispensable through force of will and perfect behavior. But here's what Epictetus understood that Caleb is only beginning to see. That entire project is doomed from the start. Not because people are cruel, not because friendships are fake, but because you cannot control other people's thoughts. You cannot manage their feelings. You cannot force them to value you, to prioritize you, to include you, to need you. Their internal landscape, their preferences, their decisions, their attention exists completely outside your domain. It's not your territory. It's not your responsibility. And every moment you spend trying to control, it is a moment spent building your stability on ground you don't own. The Stoics weren't being cold when they said this. They weren't advocating for isolation or emotional detachment from relationships. They were pointing at a mechanical truth. Your attention is a finite resource, and where you place it determines your internal state. If you place it on things, you can control your own actions, your own values, your own reasoned responses. You become stable. If you place it on things, you cannot control other people's choices, other people's opinions, other people's validation. You become exactly what Epictetus described: agitated, fearful, unstable. Not sometimes, every single time. Caleb looks at his hands. They're still tense, still curled slightly, still holding invisible weapons against invisible threats. His whole body has been in defensive mode for an hour now. Defending against what? Against people who aren't attacking him. Against rejection that might not even be personal. Against exclusion that might have had nothing to do with him at all. Maybe the group was small. Maybe it was last minute. Maybe someone else organized it and didn't think to include him because they didn't know him well enough, not because they disliked him. Maybe there's no conspiracy, no judgment, no hidden message. Maybe it just happened. And his response, this hour of agitation, this spiral of self-doubt, this complete destabilization of his Friday night, has been entirely self-inflicted. A wound he's carved into himself by choosing to focus on what he cannot control. The worst part isn't the exclusion itself. The worst part is what it reveals about how fragile his stability actually is, how quickly it crumbles, how dependent it is on external validation, how one missing invitation can unravel an entire week's worth of confidence. He thought he'd built something stronger than this. He thought he'd developed enough self-worth, enough internal validation, enough philosophical understanding that external rejection wouldn't touch him anymore. But it takes almost nothing to prove him wrong. One screenshot, one realization that he wasn't thought of, and suddenly he's back to zero, questioning everything, scanning every interaction for evidence of inadequacy, trying to reverse engineer other people's private thoughts about him. This is what instability looks like from the inside. Not dramatic collapse, just constant low-grade turbulence, a persistent unsettledness, an inability to be at peace in your own life because you're always monitoring external conditions, always checking whether you're wanted, always afraid of the next exclusion, the next rejection, the next piece of evidence that you're not as essential as you'd like to believe. It's exhausting, it's corrosive, and it's completely optional. Caleb stands up again, walks to the window. The city outside is indifferent, moving at its own pace, unconcerned with his internal crisis. Cars pass, lights change, People walk by, heading to wherever they're heading, carrying their own invisible struggles. None of them know he exists. None of them are thinking about whether to include him. None of them have any opinion about his worth. And somehow that's more stabilizing than any reassurance from the people who actually know him, because these strangers aren't rejecting him. They're just existing, operating in their own sphere, making their own choices, living their own lives, which is exactly what everyone else is doing, including the friends who didn't invite him tonight. They're not villains. They're not conspirators. They're just people making decisions based on their own preferences, their own circumstances, their own internal logic that has nothing to do with him. Maybe they wanted a smaller group. Maybe they felt closer to the people they invited. Maybe it was genuinely last minute and they didn't think of him. Maybe they assumed he was busy. Maybe they're not as close as he thought they were, which isn't a betrayal. It's just reality. Not everyone is equally close. Not every friendship has the same depth. Not every connection obligates equal inclusion. These are neutral facts, not judgments. But Caleb has been treating them like judgments. He's been interpreting normal human social dynamics as personal rejections. He's been taking other people's autonomous choices as referendum on his worth. And the cost of this interpretation isn't just one bad Friday night. It's a fundamental instability that follows him everywhere. To work where he scans every meeting invitation for evidence of his importance. To social events where he monitors who talks to him and for how long, calculating his social value in real time. To relationships where he's constantly afraid of being left, constantly trying to make himself indispensable, constantly seeking proof that he's wanted and not just tolerated. Every interaction becomes a test. Every silence becomes evidence. Every choice someone else makes becomes data and his ongoing investigation into whether he's enough. This is what Epictetus meant by agitation, not anger, not rage, just constant internal motion, constant scanning, constant vigilance, constant fear, the inability to stand still in your own life because you're always watching for the next threat. The next rejection, the next proof that you're not as secure as you'd like to believe. It's not living. It's surviving. It's operating in permanent defensive mode against threats that mostly exist in your imagination, manufactured by your own decision to focus on what you cannot control. Caleb thinks about the relationships he's damaged because of this pattern, not dramatically. Not through confrontation or betrayal, just through the slow erosion of trying too hard, of being too available, of seeking too much reassurance, of interpreting normal distance as rejection and responding with either withdrawal or desperate attempts to prove his value. People can sense that energy. They can feel when someone needs something from them, needs validation, needs inclusion, needs proof of their importance. And that need, even when unspoken, changes the dynamic. It makes friendships feel like obligations. It turns casual connections into performances. It creates exactly the distance the person is trying to prevent. He remembers a friendship that faded last year, not because of any fight, not because of any betrayal, just because he kept asking for reassurance the friend couldn't give, kept needing proof of the friendship's importance, kept interpreting the friend's normal life, their other relationships, their other commitments, their natural rhythms as evidence of declining interest. And eventually, the friend stopped reaching out. Not out of malice, just out of exhaustion. Because trying to constantly reassure someone of their worth is draining. Because healthy relationships can't function when one person needs constant proof that they're wanted. This is what misplaced attention costs you. Not just peace of mind, not just Friday nights spent in unnecessary suffering, but actual relationships, actual connection. Because when your focus is on controlling how others perceive you, you can't be present with them. When your attention is on managing their opinion of you, you can't genuinely connect. When you're constantly calculating your value in their eyes, you're not actually seeing them, you're only seeing yourself reflected in them. And that's not relationship. That's narcissism disguised as insecurity. It's using other people as mirrors instead of encountering them as separate, autonomous beings with their own internal landscapes that have nothing to do with you. Caleb sits back down. The weight of this realization is physical, heavy, uncomfortable, because it means the problem isn't them. It's not that people are cruel, or friendships are fake, or social dynamics are unfair. The problem is where he's been placing his attention. The problem is what he's been trying to control. The problem is the fundamental instability he's created by building his worth on other people's opinions instead of on his own reasoned choices, his own values, his own actions. The Stoics had a specific prescription for this. Not positive thinking, not self-affirmation, not caring what people think, but something more precise and more difficult. Redirect your attention. Take it off what you cannot control, their thoughts, their choices, their inclusion or exclusion, and place it on what you can control. Your response, your values, your actions, your interpretation. Not because the external doesn't matter, but because your attention on it doesn't help. It only creates the agitation, the fear, the instability that Epictetus warned against. This sounds simple. It's not, because the mind resists. The mind wants to solve the problem by controlling the variables, by figuring out what you did wrong so you can fix it, by managing other people's perception so they'll include you next time, by becoming perfect enough, valuable enough, essential enough that exclusion becomes impossible. The mind wants certainty. It wants control. It wants to eliminate the possibility of rejection by making rejection impossible. And that project, that doomed, exhausting, destabilizing project, is what creates the instability in the first place. Caleb's phone buzzes. A notification. His chest tightens before he even looks. What if it's them? What if they realize their mistake and they're inviting him now, late, as an afterthought? What if they're posting more photos, more evidence of the night he's missing? What if someone noticed he wasn't there and asked about him, and now they feel guilty, and now the invitation is coming, but it's poisoned with pity? He doesn't look. Not yet, because he realizes something in this moment of anticipation. This is the trap in miniature. This is exactly what Epictetus was talking about. His entire nervous system is activated by a notification, by the possibility of validation or rejection, by something that hasn't even happened yet, might not happen at all, and even if it does happen, exists completely outside his control. He's given a phone notification the power to change his internal state. He's made his peace dependent on whether or not a certain message appears on a certain screen. He's placed his stability in the hands of other people's typing fingers. This is insane. He knows it's insane. And yet here he is, afraid to look, afraid not to look, caught in the middle of wanting to know and wanting not to know because both options feel dangerous. If it's an invitation, it's confirmation that he wasn't important enough to include initially. If it's not an invitation, it's confirmation that his absence hasn't been noticed or doesn't matter. Either way, he loses. Either way, his peace is disrupted. Because he's playing a game where he's given other people the ability to determine his worth. And in that game, there's no winning move. There's only degrees of losing. He picks up the phone. The notification is from a delivery app. A promotional message. Nothing to do with tonight, with them, with any of this. And he feels what? Relief? Disappointment? Both? Neither? He can't tell anymore. The emotional machinery has been running so hot for so long that normal signals don't register correctly. He's exhausted, not physically, emotionally, exhausted from trying to control what cannot be controlled, exhausted from monitoring variables he cannot influence, exhausted from building his entire sense of self on the unstable foundation of other people's changing, unpredictable, autonomous choices. And underneath the exhaustion, a quieter realization. This pattern will continue until he changes it. Not until they validate him. Not until he finds better friends. Not until he becomes important enough that exclusion is impossible. It will continue until he stops placing his attention on their choices and starts placing it on his own. Until he stops trying to control their perception and starts controlling his interpretation. Until he stops building his worth on external validation and starts building it on internal alignment with his own values. Until he redirects his attention from what is not in his power to what is. This is the teaching. This is what Epictetus was pointing at. Not that exclusion doesn't hurt, not that rejection doesn't matter, but that your response to exclusion, your interpretation of rejection, your decision about what it means, that's yours. That's in your power. That's your domain. And when you focus there, when you place your attention on your own reasoned choices rather than on other people's autonomous decisions, something changes. Not externally, internally. The agitation decreases. The fear subsides. The instability begins to stabilize. Not because the world becomes kinder, but because you stop asking the world for something it cannot give you. Control over things outside your control. Caleb puts the phone down. Not face down this time, just down. The difference is subtle but significant. He's not hiding from it. He's not fighting with it. He's just not engaging. Not because he's achieved some Zen state of perfect detachment, but because he's finally seeing the mechanism clearly, the way his attention has been hijacked, the way he's been voluntarily handing over control of his internal state to people who don't even know they have it. He stands and walks to the bathroom, splashes water on his face, looks at himself in the mirror. The face looking back is tired. Not just physically tired, but tired in a deeper way. Tired of this pattern. Tired of this spiral. Tired of giving away his peace to every perceived slight, every missing invitation, every piece of evidence that he's not as important to others as they are to him. And beneath the tiredness, something else. Something quieter but more solid. A kind of recognition, not dramatic, not enlightening in any mystical sense, just clear. The recognition is this: he's been asking the wrong question. The question isn't, why wasn't I invited? The question is, why does my entire sense of stability depend on being invited? The question isn't, what did I do wrong? The question is, why am I making other people's autonomous choices about my worth? The question isn't, how do I make sure this doesn't happen again? The question is, how do I build a stability that doesn't require constant external validation? These aren't comfortable questions. They don't let him be the victim. They don't let him blame the world for his suffering. They point inward. They ask him to take responsibility not for being excluded, that's not in his control, but for how he's responded to exclusion, for where he's placed his attention, for what he's decided this event means about him. And that responsibility, that ownership, that redirection of focus from external to internal, that's what Epictetus was teaching. That's what the Stoics understood, that your power isn't in controlling what happens to you. Your power is in controlling how you interpret what happens to you and what you choose to do next. Caleb returns to the living room. The apartment looks the same. The light is still flat and artificial. The phone is still on the coffee table. The city is still moving outside the window. Nothing external has changed, but something internal has shifted, not fixed, not healed, just shifted, like a weight being redistributed, like attention being redirected from one target to another, from their choices to his, from their validation to his values, from their perception to his actions. He sits down and opens a notebook, an actual physical notebook, not an app. Something about the texture of paper feels appropriate for this moment. He writes, what is actually in my control right now? The question feels simple, almost childish. But he writes anyway, my response, my interpretation, my next action, how I spend the rest of this night, what I choose to focus on, how I treat myself, whether I let this define me, and then beneath that, what is not in my control? Another list, their choices, their reasons, their opinions, their group dynamics, their feelings about me, whether they think of me, whether they miss me, whether they regret not inviting me. The list is longer than the first, much longer, and seeing it written out like this, seeing the disproportion, makes something obvious that wasn't obvious before. He's been spending most of his energy on the second list, on the things he cannot control, on the variables that don't respond to his management. And that misdirection of energy, that fundamental mechanical error, is what created the instability, not the exclusion itself, his response to it. The relief that comes with this recognition isn't dramatic. There's no sudden peace, no instant healing, no magic dissolution of hurt. The exclusion still stings. The Friday night is still lonely. The screenshot is still there, still evidence of something that's hard to accept. But the agitation is less. The desperation is less. The feeling that he needs to do something right now to fix this, to control this, to manage this, that's less. Because he stopped trying to solve a problem that isn't solvable through his actions. He stopped trying to control what was never his to control. This is what the Stoics meant by freedom. Not freedom from circumstances. Not freedom from pain or rejection or exclusion, but freedom from the unnecessary suffering we create by trying to control what cannot be controlled. Freedom from the agitation that comes from placing our attention on external variables, freedom from the instability that comes from building our worth on other people's opinions. It's a strange kind of freedom. It doesn't eliminate the hurt, but it eliminates the spiral. It eliminates the hours of obsessive replay. It eliminates the desperate attempts to reverse engineer other people's thoughts. It eliminates the need to craft perfect responses designed to prove your worth. Caleb looks at what he's written, the two lists, the disproportion between them, and he realizes something else. This isn't just about tonight. This isn't just about one exclusion from one group of friends. This is about a pattern he's been running his entire adult life. A pattern of making his internal state dependent on external validation. A pattern of giving other people control over his peace. A pattern of constant vigilance, constant scanning, constant fear that the next exclusion is coming, the next rejection is imminent, the next piece of evidence that he's not enough is about to arrive. And that pattern, that exhausting, destabilizing pattern is optional, not easy to change, not simple to redirect, but optional, because it's not happening to him. He's doing it. Every time he checks social media looking for evidence of exclusion, every time he replays conversations searching for hidden rejection, every time he calculates his worth based on who includes him and who doesn't, every time he makes his stability dependent on variables he cannot control, he's choosing where to place his attention. And that choice, repeated over and over, creates either stability or instability, either peace or agitation, either freedom or fear. The Stoic solution isn't to stop caring about relationships. It's not to become cold or detached or indifferent to human connection. The Stoic solution is to care about relationships without making your entire sense of self dependent on them. To value inclusion without needing it to validate your worth. To enjoy connection without requiring it to prove you're lovable. To build your stability on something internal, your own values, your own actions, your own reasoned choices, so that external circumstances can affect you without destroying you. Caleb closes the notebook. He doesn't feel happy. He doesn't feel resolved. He doesn't feel like the problem is solved. But he feels something more valuable than happiness. He feels stable. Not because the situation has changed, but because his relationship to the situation has changed. Because he's stopped asking the world for something it cannot give him. Because he's stopped trying to control what is not his to control. Because he's redirected his attention from their autonomous choices to his own reasoned responses. This is the practice. This is what Stoicism actually is, stripped of all the motivational quotes and Instagram wisdom. It's the daily, moment-by-moment practice of noticing where your attention is, noticing whether it's on things you can control or things you cannot, and redirecting it when necessary. Not once, not as a one-time revelation, but constantly. Every time you feel the agitation rising, every time you feel the instability creeping in, every time you feel your peace depending on external validation, notice, redirect, choose, notice where your attention is. Redirect it to what you can actually control. Choose your response rather than being controlled by circumstances. The night isn't ruined anymore. It's just a night, Friday, alone, which is fine, which is neutral, which doesn't have to mean anything about his worth or his relationships or his place in other people's lives. They made a choice based on their own preferences and circumstances. He's making a choice based on his. They chose to have a smaller group. He's choosing to spend his evening in a way that aligns with his values rather than in a way that tries to control their perception of him. He could text them. He could express hurt. He could seek reassurance. He could try to make them feel guilty. He could manufacture drama that might get him the attention he was seeking. But all of those actions would be attempts to control variables outside his power. Attempts to manage their thoughts, their feelings, their future choices. Attempts to make his stability dependent on their responses. And he knows now, not just intellectually, but experientially, in this moment, that those attempts would only create more instability, not less, more agitation, not less, more fear, not less. So instead, he does something different. He makes a choice that's entirely within his power. He decides what this night means, not based on their choices, based on his values. He decides that being excluded doesn't make him less worthy. It makes him someone who wasn't invited to one event. That's all. Not evidence of a larger pattern. Not proof of fundamental unlovability. Not confirmation of his worst fears. Just a thing that happened, neutral, ordinary, part of the normal fluctuation of human relationships where not everyone is equally close. Not every connection obligates equal inclusion. Not every friendship has the same depth. And more than that, he decides that his response to this exclusion is an opportunity, not for revenge or manipulation or proving them wrong, but for practicing what the Stoics taught, for redirecting attention from what he cannot control to what he can, for building stability on internal ground rather than external validation, for being the kind of person whose peace doesn't depend on whether or not they're invited to every social event, for developing what Marcus Aurelius called an inner citadel, a place of stability that external circumstances cannot breach because it's built on values and choices rather than on other people's opinions. Caleb stands and looks out the window again. The city is still moving. People are still living their lives. His friends are still at that restaurant, probably having a good time, probably not thinking about him at all. And that's okay. That's normal. That's how life works. Not everyone thinks about you. Not everyone prioritizes you. Not everyone includes you. And none of that has to mean anything about your worth unless you decide it does. He feels lighter, not happy, not resolved, but lighter, like he's put down a weight he didn't realize he was carrying. The weight of trying to control what cannot be controlled. The weight of making his stability dependent on external variables. The weight of constant vigilance against rejection. It's still there, that weight, waiting to be picked up again. Old patterns don't die easily. Old habits of attention don't redirect themselves. But for now, in this moment, he's chosen differently. He's placed his attention on what he can actually control. And that choice, small as it is, creates the beginning of genuine stability. This is what Epictetus understood 2,000 years ago. This is what the Stoics practiced daily. This is what creates the difference between people who are constantly agitated, fearful, unstable, and people who maintain their equilibrium regardless of external circumstances. Not that external circumstances don't affect them, but that they don't make their entire internal state dependent on external circumstances. They don't place their attention on what they cannot control. They don't try to manage variables outside their power. They focus on what is theirs, their own actions, their own values, their own reasoned responses. And the paradox, the beautiful, strange paradox, is that this focus doesn't make you cold or detached or indifferent to relationships. It makes you more capable of genuine relationship, because when your stability doesn't depend on constant validation, you can actually connect with people instead of using them as mirrors. When your worth doesn't depend on being included, you can enjoy inclusion without needing it. When your peace doesn't depend on external circumstances, you can be present with life as it actually is, rather than as you wish it were. Caleb won't stop wanting to be included. He won't stop feeling hurt when he's excluded. He won't suddenly become immune to rejection or indifferent to social dynamics. But he has a choice now, a choice he didn't fully see before. Every time the agitation rises, every time the instability creeps in, every time he feels his peace depending on external validation, he can notice. He can ask, where is my attention right now? Is it on what I can control or what I cannot? And he can redirect, not perfectly, not permanently, but in that moment, in that choice. And that redirection of attention from external to internal, from uncontrollable to controllable, from their choices to his responses. This is the work, not dramatic transformation, not instant enlightenment, not permanent immunity to hurt, just the daily, moment-by-moment practice of noticing and redirecting, of building stability on internal ground rather than external validation, of placing attention on what you can actually control rather than on what you cannot. It's simple. It's not easy, but it's the only path to genuine stability, the only freedom that actually works, the only peace that doesn't depend on circumstances aligning perfectly with your preferences. The Friday night ends quietly. Caleb makes dinner, reads, puts on music, does things that align with his values rather than things designed to prove his worth to people who aren't watching. The phone stays on the table, silent, irrelevant. The screenshot still exists somewhere in the digital ether. The exclusion still happened, but it's smaller now. Less significant, less definitive, just one event among many, one choice among countless choices, one night among thousands of nights. And his response to it, his reasoned, chosen response, is what matters, not because it changes what happened, but because it changes him. It makes him slightly more stable, slightly less dependent on external validation, slightly more free. This is what you build, one choice at a time, one redirection of attention at a time, one moment of noticing where your focus is and choosing to place it on what you can actually control. Not dramatic, not instant, but real, accumulating slowly, building genuine stability rather than the false stability that depends on everyone always including you, always validating you, always confirming your worth. You build something that can't be taken away by one missing invitation, by one exclusion, by one piece of evidence that you're not as essential to others as you'd like to be. You build an inner stability that doesn't depend on external circumstances. You become someone whose peace isn't held hostage by other people's autonomous choices. You develop the freedom that Epictetus taught, not freedom from pain, but freedom from unnecessary suffering, not freedom from circumstances, but freedom from the agitation that comes from trying to control what cannot be controlled. And that freedom, that stability, that peace, it's available right now. Not when circumstances improve, not when people validate you more, not when you become important enough that exclusion is impossible. Right now, in this moment, by redirecting your attention from what you cannot control to what you can, by choosing your response rather than being controlled by circumstances, by building your worth on internal ground, on your values, your actions, your reasoned choices rather than on the unstable foundation of other people's changing, unpredictable, autonomous opinions. The work continues. The pattern repeats. The choice presents itself again and again. Where will you place your attention? What will you try to control? What foundation will you build your stability on? These questions don't go away. The agitation doesn't disappear permanently. The fear doesn't vanish forever. But each time you choose to redirect your attention from what you cannot control to what you can, you strengthen something. Not motivation, not willpower, but genuine stability. The kind that doesn't depend on external validation. The kind that holds when circumstances don't align with your preferences. The kind that makes you free. There are more truths to encounter, more patterns to notice, more choices to make. The journey inward continues, one moment of redirection at a time, one choice to place attention on what you can actually control, one decision to build stability on internal ground rather than external validation. The path is there, the choice is yours, the work is waiting. Walk forward with clear eyes. Notice where your attention goes. Redirect it when necessary. Build something that cannot be taken away by one missing invitation, one perceived rejection, one piece of evidence that you're not as essential as you'd like to be. Build genuine stability. Build real freedom. Build a life where your peace doesn't depend on circumstances you cannot control. The next truth is waiting. The next choice is coming. The next moment to notice and redirect is here.